Hello and welcome to the Climbing Daily Wednesday news show. This week, Off the Wagon Sit gets another rare ascent. We have news of one of the hardest trad climbs in the world. And speaking of trad, we've got a special deal on Wild Country Zero Friends.
Have you got any friends these days?
Very few. Very few.
You're not?
Well,
So you're rack a little bit lonely.
It's wow. I feel this is a harsh start. It's because of the couch setup.
It's just yeah,
You're
exactly.
therapizing me. I have friends. Some are zero. Some are plus size.
Okay.
Lots of friends.
Do you like the offset ones? Are they the ones that are a little bit?
I mean, it's useful every now and again. You know, when you get a little bit of a weird crack, just to wiggle it in. But I personally only have one offset.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I stole it from the office. I don't think I've given it back yet. It might be
Wow, I was
here.
wondering where they're going actually.
No, you weren't.
The otter, the little otter that we used to hang around with.
An otter? I'm talking about a Black Diamond, their new zero equivalent.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Matt.
The otter.
I think you should bring it back. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what we called it. It was our little pet, and then it's gone missing. That's good to know where it is.
It might still be in the collection. It might not.
I'm gonna look straight after this.
I bet you are, yeah. Well, that's that.
First up, we've got news from Valbavona. Italian climber Niccolò Seria has made the 7th ascent of Off the Wagon Sit 8C+ in Valbavona, Switzerland. The route, famed for being eccentric and an amazing line with its start taking place off a wagon which sits at the bottom of the boulder. The first ascent was made in 2018 by Sean Rabitou, and Niccolò, who previously climbed the stand start in 2014, told 8A.nu in an interview that he had tried the sit for 2 days, once in November 2022, and his second day was when he sent it in February of this year. So I was looking at the 8A.nu stats. A lot of people saying this is a soft 8C+.
Right, okay. I mean, there was chatter a couple of years back about hold break in the middle of Off the Wagon.
Hold break gate.
A hold break rate, yes.
Hold break gate.
Exactly, but I thought it was going to be a big thing, but it kind of settled down. But anyway, there's that. Every time we seem to talk about this boulder, we talk more about the wagon than the climb. But I had another thought about the wagon.
Hit me.
Imagine in the UK if that boulder existed and how annoyed the farmer would be about climbers climbing on the wagon. Like, can you imagine the rage if Mr. Farmer had his wagon and then you had everyone with pads on it? But maybe the wagon is not owned by the farmer in Switzerland.
Maybe the wagon is now part of the boulder, so
Yeah.
it's governmental property.
Does the boulder belong to the government?
Possibly.
Could be.
It's probably in one of those parks that Switzerland have.
Switzerland.
A Swiss park.
Yes. I don't know.
If anyone knows who the boulder
I want
belongs
to know
to,
who
let us
owns
know.
the wagon. That's all I'd like to do.
You want to know who owns the wagon?
Yeah,
Well, you've
because
been, Matt. I thought you would have gone and
I
found
know.
out. Did
and
you not ask around?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
But I don't know because I've only just thought of it. But some of us own the wagon. And has he just gone, you know what? It's gone. I'll buy another wagon. Or is
Yeah.
he secretly deeply... Maybe it's a stolen wagon.
If you were a farmer in Switzerland, what would be your name? It's Valbavona, the Italian
I
part.
was trying to work that out. I was like, I went Heinz in my head. But that's more German.
I think that's not it, is it?
It's Italian.
Yeah, so it'd be like
Marcello.
Marcello
It'd be
Filippo.
Marcello the farmer.
Marcello the farmer.
There we go.
That's who owns it.
I've got the next story. Orrin, UK bouldering this time, 8C. Orrin Coley has sent his long-term 8C project at Forest Rock in the UK. He's added a low start to the climb he established, the 8B+ limit breaker, as reported by 8A.nu. Orrin is a regular at the cave, and he's added and extended multiple lines there. He first considered the extension in 2019, thought it was too hard, and properly started working it in 2020. After a winter of dedicated training, the boulder finally went down. That boulder, it's not really a boulder, it's a cave. It's kind of esoterical, a bit British style. Like no one would climb there if it was in Europe, but because it's there,
It's climbable.
it's totally climbable, and he loves it.
What was the great 8C?
8C, yeah, and that was me and Terry were talking a couple of weeks ago about someone had dug under the boulder a bit to improve the footholds.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah, it was him, and he was very annoyed and filled the hole back in. So it's got history, that area.
Oh, so somebody that's not Orrin went and...
Yeah, they dug down
Right.
to find better footholds underneath, because
That's the state it's got to in the UK. They're like, there's no more rock to climb. We just got to dig down and find more.
This is what we're saying. It's like pit start or something. Like low. Tectonic. Low start.
Tectonic start. I've got a question about Orrin Coley.
I know it.
No, it's fine. It's not a technical one.
Okay.
Is it Coley or Coley?
I see. As I said it, I've forgotten. I've met him and filmed with him multiple times, and it's in my head, and I can't remember.
Cole. Or just Cole.
Orrin Coley.
Orrin Coley? Maybe the Y is silent.
Well, it's got an E as well that confuses me.
I mean, it is the ongoing battle. Somebody commented, actually my comment of the week is related to this.
Is this the font thing from last week?
Well, no, not quite, but yeah. It's a little teaser to my comment of the week. It's a good one.
Okay.
Anyway, what's next?
It's you.
We are going over to Greenland. Planet Mountain reports that famed alpinists and big wall climbers Marcin Tomaszewski and Paweł Haldas from Poland have made the first ascent of Fram, a technical 700-metre climb on Oskwat Wall on the west coast of Greenland, established from the 10th to the 24th of February. The pair, with help from the local Inuit people, were able to recce in the fjords around Greenland and found a seemingly untouched wall that spread over 6 kilometres wide. Over the period in February where the Polish pair established the route, they fixed the lower half and then the actual send attempt taking several days. The pair battled temperatures as low as minus 41 degrees, and this is the first route established on this mountain and the first big wall climbed in Greenland in winter. Stuff like this, I find that the Polish do it best. Very, very cold temperatures, minus 41.
I can think of nothing, honestly nothing I'd prefer to do less than be on a
Go to the
big
dentist
wall.
and have all your teeth pulled out?
Have I got anaesthetic?
No.
No anaesthetic. Well, then yes. If you're gonna rip my teeth out, it's not gonna torture. Then yeah, all right, I'll go on the big wall. But generally, that's my worst idea of climbing. I think.
Yeah, that's suffering. That's like ultimate sufferfest.
Yeah.
They were saying that they had to be really careful not to get frostbite. That was their main aim, was not to get frostbite. They didn't really care about climbing the wall. They're like, let's just get out of this without frostbite. If we climb it, it's a bonus.
I like suffering as long as it ends the day in the pub. You know,
That's
like
true, yeah,
brief
yeah.
suffering, great. I
Brief
think that's
suffering.
character building. It's just
Scottish winter climbing suffering. You like that?
No, I don't.
You do.
I don't.
It always ends at the end of the day in the pub, doesn't it?
Apart from you get
Unless-
stuck and frostbitten and dead.
Have you ever known anyone to overnight bivvy on a Scottish winter climb?
Not personally, not as in like. I mean, I've heard of it, but
Oh, really?
I've never had to do it, and I don't know anyone who's had to do it.
That'd
But
be-
it generally finishes in the dark, doesn't it? Always in Scotland. There's
Yeah,
no-
in the winter, yeah.
Light.
There's light for 2 hours.
Yeah, but yeah, you get down. It's the not getting down bit in minus 40.
Yeah, that's pure commitment, right?
It really is, yeah. And
Yeah.
horrible. But well done.
Type 2 fun.
Exactly. It's me, and I'm talking. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the story of Two Worlds. The story of Two Worlds is a classic 8C boulder in Cresciano and has been climbed by Stefan Hutchbaum, as reported by 8a.nu. Stefan first started trying the route in 2021, returned in 2022 but couldn't get the right conditions, so he came back a year later and finally put the project to sleep. In all, he reckons it took around 12 sessions.
So the story of Two Worlds is quite a famous route, right?
It's a famous
I can't
route.
think of it. What is it? Where is it?
Well, it's in Cresciano, so Switzerland, but that Italian-y bit. But it's also got, there was a recent first ascent of a harder version of it, the story of Three Worlds, which has a
right.
dyno into a thing. And I talked to Jerne Kruder this weekend, and she was working it, and there's a bunch of people sort of like, it's kind of the new one to do, in that area.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. But not that one. That's the easier one.
Yeah, but still pretty impressive.
It's still
from
pretty impressive.
Old Stefan
Yeah.
Hutchbaum.
Yep. Was that how you pronounce? I think I messed that one up.
I
Hoshbaum?
think- Yeah, exactly.
Hoshbaum.
No, I think you're right, man. I think you're good. I mean, to be honest, I think most of the time they're wrong, we're right.
Right.
I mean, we've got the microphones.
Yeah.
I don't really think they have much of a say.
No, they don't, and the customer is always wrong as well. So
Exactly.
It's fine. Exactly.
Remember that.
I've got more news. I've got double. Or have
Can
you
I
got
can I ask you a question?
Oh,
You just
no.
mentioned Jerne Kruder there
Yes.
from Studio Block.
Yeah.
You're at Studio Block of the weekend.
I was.
How was it?
It was really good. It's always fun. Like there's that first day where it's like insane because there's 80 boulders and hundreds of people and we run around like madmen and then the semi-finals we did something different and then the finals very exciting. Don't want to give it away because quite interesting winners. And for people who don't know,
You're
I don't
probably
wanna
not
ruin
going to
it.
know.
no. So it's well worth watching the live stream, but we have got our highlight video which will come at some point.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You mentioned something before, and I think this is probably the biggest news out of Studio Block. Their ventilation system. Has it improved?
It seemed much better. They also opened all the doors.
Ooh, nice.
Freezing cold.
It's good send
Like,
temps.
if you were climbing, brilliant. If you were doing what we were doing, trying to film, freezing.
Were you in your
Absolutely
like
freezing.
puff down jackets?
We were like swapping because you go into the gym and it gets warmer, and then you go outside and it's freezing cold.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there was still a lot of chalk as always, but it wasn't quite as much as it has been.
I say that like there's pretty abnormal amount of people in one space at one time, right?
Yeah, and they have 2 sessions. They have hundreds of people come in and then they clean it all and literally like just scrape the mats of chalk.
Yeah.
Do it all again.
Do you reckon one day they'll be like just liquid chalk?
I really hope not. I hate that.
Do you hate liquid chalk?
A little bit, yeah. It
Really?
kind of kills the flow. There's something I have like. There's something about like chalking up for a climb. It's like chalk, and I always go chalk, slap, bang, bang, go, and it's like a ritual thing.
Get it here.
No, I chalk up, I kind of
Yeah.
clap it, and then I bang it on my hips.
Oh, nice.
Then I climb,
Right.
and that gets me ready. Whereas liquid
Just to get the
chalk,
hips in.
a little bit hip.
Hip
But
action
liquid,
going.
you're like, okay, here we go, and then you just do that, don't you? And
do
you
this.
feel stupid, and then it doesn't hype me.
It would be quite funny just to like film like a thing of just everybody doing.
Well, I was commentating on there was the Dockmasters one, and someone had put it on within 20 seconds to go, and I was way more interested whether it would dry in 20 seconds than anything else. I was literally
it?
just like, well, he climbed, but I can't believe it was
Did he climb the
ideal.
boulder?
I can't remember. I just remember
Dockmasters.
him, and I'm watching the clock, and it was stressful.
How can you commentate at the same time?
Exactly.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Right, AC Plus Trad. It's your story.
Yes, sorry, I set up and then forgot. Yeah, so one of the hardest trad climbs in the world. As reported by UKC, Ignacio Molnero has made the first ascent of a 12-metre 8C plus trad crack in La Pedriza, Spain. This ascent is one of the hardest trad climbs in the world, alongside Tribe and Bon Voyage. He first tried it a year ago and says he spent many sessions on it, working out the tricky details and occasionally breaking footholds. He's a true all-round climber, having sent 9A routes and 8C boulders.
That's got Tom Randall's fingerprints all over it, I reckon.
Yeah, I reckon you're right. Yeah,
Tom Randall loves Spain,
but it
loves
looks
trad, loves crack.
looks unjammy though. Like it looks like one of those cracks that hasn't really got. It's like a seam, not a crack. You know.
Okay.
But there isn't a lot of info, and I put that down. Not much info. So there's not a lot of info. We don't know yet. But I've got one. There's a couple of pictures looking down. It doesn't look that jammy.
Ignacio. Impressive.
Badass, isn't it?
Next up, we've got 9A Roundup. American climber Cameron Horst has climbed the 9A route Zoolander in the Red River Gorge in Kentucky, America. Cameron, who is the son of famed climber and coach Eric Horst and has been climbing at a very high level since a young age, recently took a couple of years to focus on his American football career, but has recently come back to climbing and has been in great shape to make the 4th ascent of this route.
Loic Sahani has climbed another 9A. According to 8A.nu, in the last 12 months, he's done 23 routes from 9A to 9B. This 9A is called Life is a Rock Trip, and it's a Tom Bolger Margalef route.
8A.nu reports that Italian climber Angelica Reina, the 3-time Ice World Champion, has sent Esclatamasters 9A in Parles. The 36-year-old did her first 8C Plus this January, and after special training help from legendary climber Pachi Uzgobia in 2021, she sent the route exactly 2 years later.
Finally, as reported by 8A.nu, 14-year-old Erwan Legrand has made the first ascent of a new 45-metre route in Lumaren. He's called the climb Sans Complex, and his dad, Francois, who was one of the best comp climbers in history, he bolted it 15 years ago.
Wow.
Do you know what this makes me think, right? You should go bolt a 9A, and then your sons in 15 years can send it, and we can sit, or probably not us, but someone can sit in a studio like this
And talk about it.
and be like, Hugo, one of the greatest climbing
Commentators.
personalities. I'm trying to work out what you are, filmmaker, content creators.
Oh, the list goes on. That's true, I could do. I don't know where I'd be able to find the 9A route.
It doesn't matter, just find a blank bit of wall.
Just,
and
like,
stick
bolt
some bolts
something.
in. It's like futuristic stuff. Like, it doesn't matter if it's impossible, but then your kids might.
Oh yeah, because 10A is going to be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
By some 9-year-old.
Exactly. Just
Erwin, is he French?
I don't know. There's not a lot of info on this one. There's just a picture of him smiling, which I could find. But yeah. His dad's a legend.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Who's his dad?
Francois.
Francois Legrand.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know him. He's amazing.
I think he was working bits of the 9A with his son, but falling off bits more than... That's... There's not got to be an element of ego coming in if your son's better than you.
I kind of felt like maybe this would come up actually as we told the story, that you'd actually have some kind of issue with it.
No, I
Seeing as you are kiddist.
What?
You're a kiddist.
I'm a kiddist.
Yeah, you don't like kids.
I just want to stay on record that whatever kiddist is, I'm not that. And my lawyers will be in touch.
He's a kiddist. Right, 9B counter.
What's happened with this? Because, like...
Ooh, I don't know.
I'm not doing news shows as much anymore, and therefore, like I removed myself from responsibility years ago.
Of course.
I've even further removed myself.
That's fine.
Hugo, what's going on?
It's organically developing.
Right.
Online, offline. It's in the ether.
We discussed
It's in the cloud.
the blackboard idea. So painting some blackboard and then writing
It
it.
could work.
I think because then it would be like...
Totally messy and horrible. I don't want it.
Yeah, but it would also sort of develop over the year so people could see it, and then we'd scrub it at the end of the year and start all over again.
So you want to put a blackboard up here?
I want to put blackboard paint and then write 9Bs, and we could doodle on it, we could add stuff, and then it would just, over the year, it would
It'd be quite
become
complicated to film, wouldn't it,
It would be incredibly complicated. We'd have to have a GoPro on it or something. Is there something, we could do a 24-hour live stream of the 9B counter at all times on YouTube. Just have it running. But seriously, this is brilliant.
What, people just come in every now and then and just like...
It doesn't matter, does it? People watch it. People watch anything. Remember that first YouTube thing when it was someone who streamed their life for years?
That's true. We should copy the first people that went on YouTube and did stuff and bring it back.
Yeah.
That's
honestly,
where the trends are going.
I really think this is an idea.
Twitch?
We know what happened with Twitch. That didn't work, did it? We didn't do well.
There was a suggestion that last week in a comment that we should have it, and it should be like the hardest climb gets the more points. Because they don't really understand. Like the
is that
viewers
not the exact point of the 9B counter? The harder the climb, the more the points.
Yeah, maybe I'm misremembering it, but effectively though, like if it's your hardest climb, then you get more points. So rather than it being Seb, Buan, Adamonja just doing 9B after 9B after 9B after 9B and getting all the points.
That's so subjective though. We'd have to make judgments on who deserves more points.
No, but it'd be like if it's your first 9B, you get 10 points. If it's your second 9B, you get 8 points. If it's your third 9B, you get 6 points.
Tyler wants,
so it's like a sliding scale.
Okay.
The more 9Bs you do, the less points you get.
I'm so glad I don't have to do the maths on this one.
It's fine. I think we'll probably just stick with the normal.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Tyler's on it.
Yeah. Cheers, Tyler.
We're talking about friends. You've either stolen some or you've lost them.
Well, no, they weren't friends.
A right analogy?
They were X4s from Black Diamond. But the only true...
Are we talking metaphorically here or are we talking literally?
Both.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It covers all things. But the only micro friends I have... Actually, I keep saying friends. The only micro cams I have are Wild Country.
Right.
And I like them a lot.
And what's the deal this week?
Up to 30% off 0 cam. So that's Wild Country's newest and greatest micro cam. So look, it's a weird thing to buy, but if you need one, you know you need one, and they're not on sale very much. So if you're watching this being like, I've got a project with a tiny horrible crack on it, I don't want to fall on this cam, but I want it for psychological protection, now is your moment.
Absolutely.
Do not go and buy these if you're starting out. That's a silly idea.
That's true. Well, I mean, like that's like saying you should be track climbing straight away. You shouldn't be track climbing straight away.
No, especially not on tiny
little cams.
No.
There are other cams that are available as well.
Oh, as well as 30%?
Yes.
It's not just zeros?
Predominantly zeros.
Okay.
But with other friends as well.
Okay.
There's like different sets available, and you get a good percentage off them.
And then
up to 30%.
They're my favourite, I think. They're the BD ones.
They're your best friends.
Yeah, sadly.
Right. Next up, content stuff.
Yeah. We haven't got any, really.
Well, to be honest, like I think it's just the season at the moment where everybody's actually going out and making the stuff.
Yeah, we've got shows stacked. We've got all the studio block stuff coming.
True.
We've got interview Alex Kazanov that's in the can.
Can we show like a teaser of the studio block?
No, well,
can't do that.
Flo shakes his head because he knows how much it's big. It's chunky files, but it's good. It's worth a wait. But what we have got is some ice climbing shorts. So we explored speed ice climbing, which is a ridiculous part of the sport, but it's quite fun to watch.
Yeah.
And stabby, very bleedy.
A lot of pics and
I've
knees.
stabbed myself.
You got stabbed?
Yeah, did you not seen it? I raced Magnus Mitbo and beat him.
Is that where this happened?
No, this happened because I fell off a bike.
I had a fight with a bike.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember the...
You don't remember it? I beat Magnus Mitbo. I stabbed my leg and I'm in a car park in my boxes bleeding everywhere.
Doesn't ring any bells,
Nothing?
sorry. No.
I literally bleed for you
Magnus Mitbo?
and this job.
Can't believe.
Unbelievable.
No.
Unbelievable.
So we haven't got any.
Well, we could have shown the ice short.
Oh, we can show the ice short.
Should we show it?
Yeah, let's show it. Bet that looked weird. 9x16 and a 16x9 frame.
Yeah, a bit awkward, but
We love that.
yeah, why not?
Black on both sides.
Yeah. Quality.
Comment of the week.
Yes.
It's-
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I did mention something before. I've got two, in fact.
Okay.
Do you want to hear one?
Yeah, well, I like to hear them both.
Well, okay. So the first one is from Cute Little Robot, who's got a great name. Says, I love that you divide the stories between you so that they're always read by whoever is the least fluent in any given language.
Yeah, but I'm not fluent in any given language.
You're not even English.
Not even English. Terrible at it.
Orrin Coley.
Coley. I don't know.
But no, but I think, like, for example, today you took the French one on. I can speak a bit of French.
You speak fluent French.
I speak a little bit of French.
Yeah.
But no, the Polish stuff, you speak incredible Polish.
I am good at Polish, yeah.
And
Yeah.
I took that one.
Yeah, it's because I'm a hardcore mountaineer.
That's true.
I just got that Polish power. Yes.
Grumble, grumble, grumble.
Yes.
That's not Polish, by the way. That was just me pretending to be Polish.
If they want to know, we don't tend to think about it like that. Usually, sometimes it's just random. Like this morning when we were like, you do this, you do that, and it was random. Sometimes me and Terry do stuff where it's
Are you sure?
what we're good at.
I like to think that you pick out the French ones.
Well, deliberately, just to make people angry in the comments.
Just to make your co-presenters laugh.
Perhaps. I am a bit rubbish with pronunciation. But you guys got a lot of stick last week for font pronunciation.
Fontainebleau.
Yeah.
I say we should call it Tain.
Tain.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
Tain. Just Tain.
Use some Tain this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. There we go. It's a thing now.
Font.
Yeah.
Blau.
Tain.
Tain.
I like it. I actually like it, yeah.
Matt, what's your comment?
Right, mine's from April Brown, who says, what is up, or actually says, what's up with the weird coffee table? Well, it's not a table, it's actually a chair. So if you flip it, this bit becomes like a rolly. So instead of a rocking chair, it's a rolly, spinny chair. And you sit on the other side of it, and it's not very comfortable. It's not very practical. It gets filled with water, and in the summer, it burns you if you sit on it with shorts. Who bought that?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it cost over €1,000.
It's awful. It doesn't. I mean, it's purple.
It's art, basically.
Is it?
It's an art installation.
And a table now.
And well, I mean, it's a terrible table. Look, I've got a couple.
That kind of works, doesn't it? We could put a chocolate fountain up and over, and then dip marshmallows whilst we're doing the news show.
But we'd have to like run pipes and stuff.
That's
chocolate.
fine. We've got a budget, haven't we? haven't we?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah.
We just like sit here in the dark with like lots of chocolate.
I would
everywhere.
prefer that. Yes.
My next one is from Cosmo Steve, who said about the title, and he's referencing last week's video title, which was Ava Hermamiller,
Yes.
who climbed the route twice because the first time she didn't have a camera. What he says is professional climbers with sponsors who seek to add climbs to their portfolio might want to have a camera rolling before they make big social media announcements. If they climbed it just for themselves and the fun of it, like some people accused of lying about climbs often claim, it's not necessary to put out a statement, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I have got an opinion on this, actually.
Hit
Should I
me.
give it? My opinion is there are people out there who are underground, who are doing these super hard ascents, who don't talk about it, don't film it, don't do it. I think if you are an athlete who is that good and you're aiming to be either a professional or paid to do your sport, you should have a camera. It's a bit like, imagine in snowboarding, if you do the world's first quad flip or whatever the heck it is, and no one filmed it and you were like, I just did it. No one would. And I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but I think that there's, if you want to earn money from sponsors from climbing, you kind of got to film it. Otherwise, it's just not the way the world works anymore. Be underground if you want, no problem. But want to be a pro, film it. That's what I reckon.
It's tricky though with like sport climbs, because you kind of have to have somebody up. It's like a big setup. With bouldering, it's just like clunk it down.
It's totally true. Yeah, but you've got to be there. You've got someone else there to sort of verify it. Surely.
That's true.
You've got another set of eyes on it. Usually you have to work sport routes, and people know.
Didn't work for Saeed Balaj, did it?
No one can find the belayer.
No.
This is the tricky thing, isn't it? There's no one to sort of back up the claim. And with a sport route, you work it for a while, and people know when you're coming close. Often, and there's the chat around the crag. Oh, Stefano's close to the 9B plus or something. So maybe different.
True. No, I mean, I kind of agree. I think that you do need to film it. I just do feel sometimes with people when it's like they're putting so much focus into to climbing the route that then they then have to think about kind of filming it as well. And yeah, they're trying to be professional, but they're not like as if they're getting paid loads of money. But to like employ somebody to come along and follow them, they're not like Adam Ondra or like Magnus Smith or Jakob Schuber kind of thing.
No, true. But then sticking down a phone in any angle and just being like, look, this is the raw or something. Maybe that's the way. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I do get the need for brands and people to see something and for it to be proven if you're trying to get money off something.
And if you are a professional athlete and you can't afford to hire a cameraman, Matt will come and film for you for free.
Absolutely for free. I'll do anything. Maybe not even accommodation or food. I'll just be there. Please let me film you.
All right, nice. After 3, let's all say Fontum something after 3. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Fontum Blau.
It's Tane, wasn't it?
Oh my God. Cue the comments.
Bye.